Okay, good morning to all of you. Okay, so in the last lecture, we have started the chapter number 2, that is an application layer. So continuing with that topic, let me share my screen. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have started this chapter on Saturday and we have completed the two architecture, that is client server architecture, and another one is peer-to-peer architecture, right? So that we have already completed. After that, let me show you. Okay, so after that we have seen that if the communication take place between the different devices on the network, so in the networking terms we can say that process are communicating with each other. We have seen the processes communicating, right? So for the communication of the process, there are two programs running on the two host system. One program that is on the, we can say, the client program, right? A process can be thought of, we can say, as a program that is running within an and system, right? Now when we say that the process are on the two different AND system communicating with each other by exchanging the messages over a computer network, right? A sending process creates the message and send the message onto the network, and the receiving process receives these messages and respond back to the sender, right? To the sender device, right? Now we can say that if the process are communicating with each other, there should be some kind of interfaces and both on both the ends, that is on the server side and another on the client side, right? So we can say for the communication we require a pair of process, right? We can say that we require two hosts or two process that can communicate with each other, right? So we can say that most application consist of a pair of communicating process with two process in each pair sending messages to each other, right? Any message sent from one process to the another process must go through the underlying network, we can say, right? Now the process sends a message into, and the receiving process receives the message from the network interface. Now if I say the interface, when the process are communicating, the interface terminology is used, right? Now here the interface is nothing but, we can say, we call it as a socket, right? Now if we compare it with the general analogy, then we can say a process is nothing but, we can say, it is analogous to the house, and the socket is nothing but it is analogous to the door, right? Now when the process wants to send a message to any other process, or we can say any other host, it shows the message out its door, right? The sending process assumes that there is some kind of a transportation infrastructure on the other side which receives the message, or we can say there is some kind of a socket at the receiving end which receives the packet or receives the message that act as a door at the destination side, right? So there will be a socket and on both the side, that is on the client side and on the receiving side, right? Now if we, as I've said, that process is nothing but, we can say, it is analogous to the house, and the socket is nothing but it is analogous to the host, right? Now let's say this is, there are two houses, right? And these two houses have their own doors to send the message and to receive the message. Now considering it with the networking terms, we can say there is one socket at host A and there is one socket at host B, right? Now here one thing we can say, that if the host A is sending the message, then it can send the message with the help of a socket which is there at the host A, right? Now sending this message by the host A, it will reach to the destination side, but first of all it will be received by the socket of the host B, and then this socket will send the message to the host B like this way, right? So at both the end there will be an interface. That interface we call it as a socket, right? So for any communication between the different devices, or we can say for the process communication, if the process are communicating with each other, the interface that is used by them, that is a socket, where it act as a where it act as a door, right? मान लो कि ये जो है वो एक हाउस ए है, एक हाउस बी है. दिस इज द डोर ऑफ हाउस ए, दिस इज द डोर ऑफ हाउस बी, राइट? अभी कोई भी कम्युनिकेशन और वट एवर द कम्युनिकेशन दैट हैपन्स between the two houses, that is house A and house B, right? So there will be one interface that is used to communicate, to send and receive the message between each other, right? And that is nothing but, we can say, it's a socket. So in this way it works like, this is the host client and this is the host server. Now, for communicating between the different hosts, that is host A and host B, there are certain things that needs to keep in mind, such as, we can say, whether the communication, whether the, we can say, the data transfer takes place between the different devices, that is a reliable data transfer or not. Now how we can check the reliability? We can say, for example, let's say that sometimes it happens that due to the fast speed of delivery from the sender side, the packet can be overflow in the router, right? Sometimes it happens that the buffers are overflow. So in that case, what happens, that some of the packets are lost in between, some of the, we can say, the data packets are corrupted. So for that, whatever the message that client wants to convey to the server that is not exactly received at the server end, right? And अगर server के पास वो पूरा message ही नहीं होगा, how the server will serve the request of the client, right? So we can say that there should be some kind of protocol that takes care of all this, right? So if I say the TCP protocol, we have already discussed the TCP protocol in the transport layer, right? So that concept we can implement over here, right? TCP protocol की responsibilities क्या थी? That it gives the flow control mechanism. It has a reliable data transfer. When you look on this, आपको याद आ जाएगा, we have already discussed. If you look at this, you can see here that the transport layer, the TCP protocol and the UDP protocol were there. So TCP provides a reliable data transfer, or we can say it is reliable protocol. It is connection oriented protocol, right? As well as it also gives the functionality of flow control. That is, whatever the communication, whatever the data transmission that take place between the two entities, a flow control mechanism is introduced to control the flow of data from one end to the another end, right? So this thing needs to be implemented at this side also, right? When both the process are communicating with each other, there should be something that controls everything. That is the flow control mechanism, whether the data transmission is reliable or not, right? There are certain things that needs to keep in mind. Then next is, let me check. Okay, World Wide Web and HTTP. So World Wide Web. So in this section, we'll just discuss about the WWW, and then we'll discuss the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP, right? Now, if we look at the real-time environment, then we can say that there are millions of transactions that take place between the users, right? So we can say the first thing that we can say, the web was the first internet application that caught the general public eye, and we can say it dramatically changed and continues to change how people interact inside and outside with their working environments, right? We can say it elevated the internet from just one to many data network to essentially the one to one data network. Right now, millions of people are communicating with each other through the social media, right? Through the many social applications they are using, right? So they are communicating with each other. So one thing we can say that internet plays a very important role in our life, right? But there are certain protocols that are used behind that are working, we can say, that manages all the backend things, whatever the communication that take place, whatever the transaction that take place in our day-to-day life, right? So first is, we can say, HTTP, that is a hypertext transfer protocol. And one thing we can say that it's a web application layer protocol, and we can say it is the heart of the web. Without HTTP protocol, nothing can be done, right? So we can say it is the heart of the web, right? Now, HTTP is implemented in two programs. Obviously, for any communication, we require two programs that we have already discussed. One is the client program and the another one is the server program, right? Now the client program and the server program executing on different end system talk to each other by exchanging the HTTP messages. That is very, very important. Whatever the exchange of a message that takes place between the client program and the server program, that can be done by using the HTTP messages, right? Now the HTTP kya hai? We can say it defines the structure of the messages, that how the clients and the server are exchanging their messages, right? So one thing we can say, if I say that if I'm searching for any website, let's say that if I'm searching for any colleges, let's say that I'm searching for any college, so I'll write like www.somecollege.com, right? And for that specific website, if I want to go with the specific I am searching for a career option, so I'll write www.somecollege.com/career. So career, what is the career here? Career is nothing but we can say it is the object of that website, right? Now let me just write that thing over here. Now here the HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And it is the heart of the web, we can say, right? Without this, the communication won't take place between the different devices. Now let's say that I'm searching for this website, www. Let's say somecollege.com, and if I'm looking for a career option for this college, so it will be like career, right? So here you might have seen that if you are searching for a website, the front part is like this, http:// it started with this, right? So here HTTP is nothing but we can say this protocol only that we are discussing here, right? So here we can say that this is the host name of the server and this is the object of this particular host, right? So what happens in this case, जब भी मैं कोई वेबसाइट के लिए सर्च कर रही हूँ, so first of all I need to mention the URL for the same, and if I'm looking for any specific object, that means object मतलब क्या है यहाँ पे, कोई बताएगा what is object here? Okay, let me just know one thing. What is website? How you can define the website?
Collection of web pages.
कलेक्शन ऑफ वेब पेजेस, और एक वेब पेज मतलब वेब पेज के अंदर क्या होता है?
Information, data.
Yes, information, data. That data can be in any form, right? We can say it can be in a textual form, it can be an image, it can be audio, it can be a video, right? We can say like that. So if we talk about any one page, that is any one web page, right? So we can say it consists of many things. It consists of many objects, right? That object we can say it can be a HTML file, it can be a text file, it can be a audio file, it can be a video file, it can be an images. So that all the things we can say is nothing but it's an object of a particular web page, right? Now let's say that if I'm saying about if I say about any one web page, then it consists of one base HTML file, राइट? अब कोई भी वेबसाइट को देखोगे सो उसके अंदर एक होम पेज होगा, राइट? और उसके बाद उसमें साइड में टैब्स दिए होंगे, कॉन्टैक्ट अस, अबाउट अस, राइट, करियर। अगर आप कॉलेज या किसी स्कूल की वेबसाइट देखते हो तो उसमें करियर का ऑप्शन होता है, या फिर कैंपस, right? So these are the different tabs which are given on the home page, but जो एक होता है that will be an base HTML file. Every website has one base HTML file that consists of several reference object, right? Now let's say that if I am searching for any website that contains one base HTML file and 10 JPEG image files are there, right? So in total I want to access the 11 object including the one base HTML file, right? यहाँ पे मैं क्या कर रही हूँ कि as I have said कि यहाँ पे मैं कोई कॉलेज की वेबसाइट को एक्सेस करना चाह रही हूँ, right? That consists of one base HTML file 10 JPEG file. Or we can say JPEG images. So in total, I am trying to access 11 object at a time, right? Now, ये कैसे मीन्स मुझे कैसे मिलेगा? So first of all, क्या होगा? First of all, when a user wants to access any website, so first of all it will type the URL, right? अगर उसको पूरा URL याद नहीं है, so वो क्या करेगा? www.somecollege.com. But if the user knows the whole URL, so it will specifically write that www.somecollege.com and looking for a career option or looking for some department, so it will be like somedepartment.com. Let's say कि यहाँ पे user कोई किसी specific department के लिए जा रहा है, right? That whether in this college this department exists or not, right? User wants to know that. So some department, and then if the user wants to see the images, as we have mentioned the images, so let's say that user wants to see the images of that specific department, so it will like images, or we can say the pictures, right? कुछ भी लिख सकता है. So यहाँ पे this URL is divided into two component, we can say, right? ये जो पूरा URL है वो दो component में divide हो जाएगा. We can say the first one which starts with www.somecollege.com, that will be the host name of the server. ये क्या होगा? This is the host name of the server, right? And the rest of the thing which is followed by this slash will be an object path name. Right? So when you are searching for any website, you need to type the URL, and then this URL is divided into two parts, that is host name of the server, and the second one will be the object path name, right? That is you are specifically searching for. Now we can say that how this request take place on the server. We all know कि भाई चलो हमने वेबसाइट का URL तो टाइप कर दिया, right? We know the URL of the specific website, but how this request will proceed to the server? Server तक ये request कैसे जाएगी? Let me show you a diagram. If you see here, you can see that the client, site 1 and site 2. So first of all, the client will request for any specific file by writing the URL. The site will give the response, right? Now again, the client is looking for some specific thing on that specific website. Then again, the second request will be go by the client side, and the server will receive the request. The second response will come at the client side. Now again, third request, third response, right? This is the general scenario how the client server communication take place. So here you can see retrieving two files and one image. So two files, that is one original document, and the C is referenced file and one image. So in total, how many objects are there here? 3 objects are there. One is original document, that is file only. Second is image, and third is the reference file, that is file, right? So here third of 3 objects are accessed by the client here. Now if you look at the browser scenario, there are many things which are working on the backend side. So we can say web browser or the internet browser is a software application for retrieving, presenting and traversing information resources on the world wide web, right? जैसे ही कोई user, if you can see, requesting for any website, the browser will send back a response to the user and display all the things which the client has requested for, right? वो सारी चीजों का यूज करके, that is a JavaScript, HTML, right, CSS, वो सबका यूज करके क्लाइंट को एक अच्छी तरह से इंफॉर्मेशन है वो प्रेजेंट करेगा, यानी आपकी स्क्रीन पे जो दिखता है वो, राइट, विद द यूज of all this JavaScript, HTML, CSS, all this thing, with the help of all this thing, the website will be displayed, or we can say the web page will be displayed on the screen at the user side. Now the same thing is written over here. You can see here the URL, that is www.mhhe.com/compscience/forozen. अब ये पूरा एक URL दिया गया है, राइट? अब ये होता क्या है? डिफाइंस द वेब पेज रिलेटेड टू वन कंप्यूटर इन द मैग्रो हिल कंपनी, राइट? मैग्रो हिल कंपनी का एक URL है, दैट इज www.mhhe.com, राइट? अब ये तो पूरा समझ में आ गया कि www.mhhe.com वो एक URL स्पेसिफिक एक वेबसाइट का URL है, राइट? जो पीछे के कंपोनेंट दिया गया है, दैट इज कंप्यूटर साइंस एंड फोरोजन, वो क्या है? दैट इज द ऑब्जेक्ट पाथ. So as it is written here, the path is computer science/forozen, which defines the Forozen's web page under the directory computer science, right? So user is searching for a specific object on that website, so it will be followed by slash, right? So this whole URL is divided into two components. The first is the host name of the server, right? Let me just take a pen. So this is, we can say, the host name of the server. And this is the object path which user is looking for, right? So under the Forozen web page, the directory computer science is searching by the user, is searched by the user. So we can say this is the object path here, right? So whenever the user is searching for any website, the URL is divided into two component, right? Object path तभी आएगा जब user को कोई specific information चाहिए, right? Otherwise the host name of the server, that is the पूरा जो URL है, that is www.mhhe.com, पहले वो कॉल होगा, उसके बाद उसका ऑब्जेक्ट यानी कि स्पेसिफिक ऑब्जेक्ट user wants, that will be fetched from the server. So this is the HTTP overview, how the request take place and how the response comes from the server. So here the same thing is written over here, that HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is a web application protocol and it works on the client server model. HTTP है वो client server model पे work करता है. So as you can see here, the client is sending the request by using an HTTP request message. As and when the server receives this request message from the client, the server will process that request and send back the response to the client with the help of HTTP response मैसेज, राइट? अब वो क्लाइंट है, वो किसी भी डिवाइस से रिक्वेस्ट कर सकता है, पीसी से, लैपटॉप से, फोन से, पीडीए से, इट डिपेंड्स, राइट? सो द क्लाइंट कैन रिक्वेस्ट for anything, for any file by using any device, right? That device can be anything, and with the help of HTTP request message, the client request will be sent over an HTTP request message received by the server. Server will receive the request and will send back a response with the help of HTTP response message. So this is the general scenario how the HTTP protocol works. So is it clear to all of you up till now? Okay. So now moving to the next point, that is, we can say the persistent and the non-persistent connection, right? Now basically for sending the request and for receiving the request at this client side and at the server side, basically there are two types of the connections, right? But before that, let me tell you one thing, that let's say that HTTP is working in the browser. Whatever the request that has been made by the client, that can be done by using the HTTP protocol, right? But one thing we can say that HTTP is not maintaining any information about the client, right? Let's say that if I have searched, if I requested for any website to the server, let's say कि मैंने मारवाड़ी की वेबसाइट के लिए सर्च किया that www.marwadiuniversity.com and I'm getting the response message by using an HTTP response. Server is giving me a response message, right? मुझे response message मिल जाता है and I can see the website on my screen. Now, after 2 or 3 minutes, I'm again searching for the same website. The browser will not say that I have already sent a response to you, right? क्योंकि सर्वर के साइड कोई स्टेट मेंटेन नहीं रहता है, right? As and when the server give the response to the client, server will forget that what the client has requested for, right? So one thing we can say, HTTP is a stateless protocol. It does not maintain any state information about any client, right? So let's say that if the client has requested files to the server, so server will send back a response to the client. After that, server will not store anything that this client has requested for this website or for this thing, right? Server will not maintain any state about the client, right? So one thing we can say, HTTP is a stateless protocol. Why it is stateless? अगर वो पूरा data store करता रहेगा, sometimes it happens that the buffer will be overwhelmed, right? So HTTP है वो कोई भी data या फिर कोई भी जो सर क्लाइंट ने कोई रिक्वेस्ट किया है किसी ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए फॉर 2 टाइम 3 टाइम 4 टाइम, the server does not respond like that I have already served your request or I have already sent this response before, right? क्लाइंट जितनी भी बार सेम रिक्वेस्ट करता है किसी ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए, सर्वर विल सेंड बैक द रिस्पॉन्स as many as times the client has requested for, right? So अगर client 3 बार 4 बार 5 times 6 times जितनी भी बार वो रिक्वेस्ट करता रहेगा उतनी बार सर्वर है वो रिस्पॉन्ड करता रहेगा, राइट? बिकॉज सर्वर के पास कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं रहती एक बार रिस्पॉन्स सेंड करने के बाद दैट आई हैव ऑलरेडी सर्व्ड दिस रिक्वेस्ट ऑफ दिस क्लाइंट, सो आई will not send back again, right? That will not be the case at the server side here. So we can say HTTP, we call it as a stateless protocol. It does not maintain any state information about any client, right? Now moving to the connections, then we can say there are mainly 2 types of the connections. First is we can say the persistent connection and the second one is non-persistent connections. Now let's see कि persistent क्या है, non-persistent क्या है. Now one thing we can say that HTTP है वो दोनों connection use करता है as per the requirement of the user. But first of all we need to understand what is persistent and what is non-persistent connection, right? Now we have already discussed the TCP protocol in the OSI model, right? TCP protocol जो है वो हमने already discuss कर लिया था, right? So one thing we can say that in the internet application, the client and the server communicate for an extended period of the time, right? Client is making a series of requests to the server and server will serve the series of requests to the client, right? Now depending on the application we can say how the application is being used, how the series of the request can be made by the client, whether it is back to back, whether it is some interval of time, it totally depends on the client, right? So we can say server is serving all the requests which is made by the client, whether the client is requesting back to back or whether the client is requesting at a certain period of a time. But the responsibility of the server is to fulfill, to serve all the requests which is made by the client. Right now, when the client server interaction take place over the TCP, the application developer needs to make a important decision, that is the request response pair can be sent over a separate TCP connection or it can be sent over the same TCP connection which is already established, right? And that decision will be taken by the application developer. Right now, there is a former approach that is introduced over here, that is, we can say, the persistent and the non-persistent connection. So let's say that let's take the previous example as we have taken earlier, that if the, we can say, the client is searching for any website, and we can say if it follows any one of the connection, then how it works. Now we can say that if it is a persistent connection, then let's just go through the definition. Non-persistent connection में क्या होगा, that at most one object sent over a TCP connection and then the connection will be closed. Now let's say that if we want to download the multiple files, then it can be done by, we can say, establishing the separate TCP connections. Just wait. Okay, so considering any one of the connection, let's consider that if we have a persistent connection, then as it is written over here, that if it is a persistent connection, then we need to establish a single TCP connection and the multiple objects, multiple files can be sent over a single TCP connection, right? And if it is a non-persistent connection, then we need to establish a separate TCP connection for the multiple object, right? Now let's consider the same example, that if a client is searching for any specific object on a certain URL, then let's say that if there is one base HTML file, let me write over here that if there is one base HTML file and the 10 JPG file, JPEG images. So in total, user wants to access the 11 objects, right? User को 11 objects access करने हैं, right? So how it can be accessed if it is a non-persistent connection? Let's first consider the non-persistent connection, right? So here, let's say that this is one client and this is one server. So here, this is, as I have said, this is client and this is a server. So this client is searching for the specific website. So client needs to initiate the connection. So first of all, the request will be made by the client here. So here the client will initiate the request by sending a connection establishment request. As and when the server receives the request from the client, server will accept that request and send a response message to the client. So अगर कोई भी क्लाइंट को कुछ चाहिए तो पहले इनिशिएट तो उसे ही करना पड़ेगा जिसे कुछ चाहिए, right? So here the client is initiating the connection by sending a connection request to the server. So this was the connection request to establish the connection between the client and the server, right? This is the connection request which is initiated by the client. अब सर्वर जैसे ही वो रिक्वेस्ट देखता है, सर्वर क्या करता है? Accept the request which has been sent by the client. Now, as the connection is already established, अब ये दोनों स्टेप में कनेक्शन तो एस्टैब्लिश हो गया. सर्वर क्लाइंट ने रिक्वेस्ट भेजी, सर्वर ने एक्सेप्ट किया, दैट मीन्स द कनेक्शन इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड, राइट? नाउ the client is requesting for the file. So in the third step, the client is requesting for the file to the server. So here it will be like requesting file. Now server, what the server will do? Server will receive the request which is sent by the client for requesting the file. If the server wants to send like a response, then by serving that request, the server will send a response to the client by giving that file to the client. So we can say that here the server serves the request, or we can say send file, or we can write like respond to that file. Response plus file, whatever the file that client has requested for, right? अब सर्वर यहाँ पे हम लोग कौन सा कनेक्शन यूज करें? We are using the non-persistent connection. Remember this thing that here the non-persistent connection is used. So as and when the client receives the file from the server which the client has requested for, after that the TCP connection will be closed, right? So यहाँ पे server एक order भी साथ में दे देगा that as and when that I send the file to the client, close the TCP connection. But TCP connection ऐसे close नहीं हो जाएगा, जैसे client को वो file मिल जाती है उसके बाद TCP connection close हो जाए. That means here the TCP connection is closed, right? So here यहाँ पे client ने request क्या की थी? वन बेस HTML फाइल, पहले जो बेस HTML फाइल थी वो रिक्वेस्ट की थी, अभी क्लाइंट को और 10 इमेजेस भी चाहिए, राइट? सो फॉर दैट क्लाइंट नीड्स टू एस्टैब्लिश अ सेपरेट TCP कनेक्शन. सो अगेन द क्लाइंट इज रिक्वेस्टिंग फॉर अ कनेक्शन एस्टैब्लिशमेंट. सो क्लाइंट इज सेंडिंग अ रिक्वेस्ट फॉर कनेक्शन एस्टैब्लिशमेंट. सर्वर विल एक्सेप्ट द रिक्वेस्ट. Now the client is again requesting for JPEG file 1 and the server is serving that request by sending a response message. So we can say the first is about connection request, accept request, requesting image 1, or we can say one file, request image 1, respond image 1, and TCP closed. Response image 1, and then TCP connection will be closed, right? So अभी सिर्फ एक बेस HTML फाइल और एक ही इमेज है, वो उसका रिस्पॉन्स आया है. So this process needs to be followed for rest of all the images, right? Rest of all the 9 images, client needs to establish the connection, requesting for the image 2, server will send back a response for the image 2 because it follows the non-persistent connection. Non-persistent connection है that at every stage client needs to establish a separate TCP connection, and in that separate TCP connection, all the objects will be requested by the client, right? So here the 11 objects are there. So this process will be followed for 11 times. 11 times this process needs to be followed by the client, right? This is all about the non-persistent connection. अभी persistent connection का हम लोग next lecture में देखेंगे कि what is persistent connection, but the difference is persistent connection में सिर्फ एक ही बार connection establish करना होगा. That is, if the connection is established between the client and the server, now the client can request for multiple object by using the single TCP connection, right? Once the connection is established, the client can request for as many objects. If the client wants many objects, then using a single TCP connection, client can request for that specific object. Right? So यहाँ तक किसी को कोई डाउट है? Any doubt up till now? Okay, 1, AI1.
Present, ma'am.
2,
Present, ma'am.
3, 3 is present. Okay, 4,
Yes, ma'am.
5, 6,
Present.
7,
Present, ma'am.
8,
Present, ma'am.
10,
Present, ma'am.
12, 13,
Present, ma'am.
15,
Present, ma'am.
17,
Present, ma'am.
18,
Present, ma'am.
19, 20,
Present, ma'am.
21,
Present, ma'am.
22, 23,
Present, ma'am.
24,
Present, ma'am.
25, 26, 27, 28,
Present, ma'am.
29,
Present, ma'am.
31,
Yes, ma'am.
32,
Present, ma'am.
33,
Present, ma'am.
34,
Present, ma'am.
35, 36,
Present, ma'am.
37, 38, 39,
Yes, ma'am.
40,
Present.
43, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51,
Present.
52,
Present, ma'am.
53, 54, 55,
Present, ma'am.
56,
Yes, ma'am.
57,
Present, ma'am.
58,
Present, ma'am.
59, 60, 62, 63,
Yes, ma'am.
64,
Present, ma'am.
65, 67, 71, 73,
Yes, ma'am. Seven, sir.
D to D1, 2,
Present, ma'am.
3, 4,
Present, ma'am.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, D to D कौन है present? 5 present, 1 present. 4 is already marked as present. Okay, और कोई number? Check once again. Okay, big data. Big data 1,
Present, ma'am.
2,
Yes, ma'am.
3, 4,
Present, ma'am.
5, 7, 8, 9,
Present, ma'am.
10,
Present.
11,
Pres-
12,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
13.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so only one student is absent, Mansi. Okay, from AI, Safe is present. Okay, Safe, I'll mark you as present.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?